Thefts of catalytic converters are skyrocketing across the country and also here in Central Texas. Metals in the converter are worth thousands of dollars. Our Drill Baker tells us why these thefts are a growing problem.
The catalytic converter is not the first part that comes to mind when talking about cars. But the converter is a hot item for burglars in Central Texas. Unfortunately, that's something Monica McKay learned the hard way.
My long guy is over and I need to go to the ATM to get him some cash. And so I get in my car and it's like...
In May, when she heard the noise coming from her car, she assumed her Cadillac converter went bad, but it actually went missing.
The guy who works on my car says all it took, we probably took him about 30 seconds, and they used something called like a high-powered saw and just went boom, boom, and it was gone.
Local business owner Jamera Overstreet actually watched two people steal a converter from a company car of a neighboring business.
We both had our trucks out front, and my Ring doorbell sensor, somebody driving past and actually got his Cadillac converter apart off his truck.
Overstreet said she was able to get the thieves' license plate number and filed a police report. According to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, the crime skyrocketed by 326% from 2019 to 2020. The Bureau says the converter is mainly targeted because it contains precious metals, which can be sold for $1,000 to more than $14,000. But this part could also cost victims thousands to replace.
Probably cost him about, I'd say, either from $1,000 to $2,000. If they were to get mine, because mine's a larger truck and it uses DEF, that would have cost me about $6,000.
Local McKenna says there's several ways to prevent this from happening. They suggest you park in well-lit areas, get a protective sheet cover around your converter, and also, if you can, park in your garage. In Bell County, Jarrell Baker, 25 News.
Jarrell, thank you. Tonight, top federal agencies are investigating how to stop a massive ransomware attack. A Russian hacking group is suspected to be behind the attack on Cassia, a software company. The hackers are demanding $70 million to unlock 1 million devices it claims to have encrypted. The White House is asking companies affected to file a report with the new Internet Crime Complaint Center. Former Texas GOP Chair LAN West used July 4th to announce he's running against Governor Greg Abbott in the Republican primary. West is a former Army officer and Tea Party Republican who served one term in Congress, but was defeated in his re-election bid. Recently, he resigned as state Republican Party chair, which officially takes effect July 8th. COVID-19 patients who suffer from long-term physical symptoms have been deemed COVID long haulers. But now some experts are using that term to describe people who are suffering long-term mental symptoms brought on by the virus. Dr. Tim Martindale has treated hundreds of COVID patients, but in April of 2020, he was in a one-on-one battle with the virus himself.
I've known people with COVID brain, COVID heart, COVID kidneys, COVID rash, COVID joints, COVID smell, COVID taste, all those things that happen as long-term complications. And for me, it was COVID joints for 8 months.
Dr. Martindale says you don't have to be a COVID-19 survivor to suffer from the mental anguish brought on by the pandemic. Treating the mental symptoms is just as important as treating the physical ones. July 4th weekend marks the middle of summer, and for many parts of the country, drought is a major problem. But water may be in some short supply in some parts of the country, but in other more remote areas, it's being wasted, hurting the environment. Advocates are hoping the infrastructure plan in Congress will help.
So it's flowing to the surface at 800 gallons a minute, maybe. All water in West Texas is precious.
And it's spewing so rapidly, new lakes have actually been formed. Wildlife is migrating here from the Gulf Coast, which is about 9 hours away. Some are hoping the bipartisan infrastructure package being debated in Congress will help provide money to fix old water infrastructure wells like this correctly. If it passes, $21 billion is slated to be allocated to environmental remediation, and $55 billion would go to water infrastructure. With the 4th of July behind us, Central Texas fireworks stores are closing their doors and cleaning up. 25 News reporter Andrew Lamparski spoke with one fireworks stand owner who was packing up his shop this afternoon.
Even with a national fireworks shortage, Daniel Fitzgerald told me his stand had the best year it's had since he bought the place 10 years ago. On the side of I-35 in Elm Mott is a small fireworks stand, Stars and Stripes. Inside, Daniel Fitzgerald spent today sweeping away